State of New California notice to all Californians. Chapter 2, Grievance 42, February 9th, 2021. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Section 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. Citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 3 and Section 4. We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future security. The preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for the continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity." The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On October 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. New State California Grievance 42 Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across the southern border invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence against the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. The California state government violates the following. The United States shall guarantee every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. That's the United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. United States Constitution, Article Chapter 6. This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuant thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, prohibiting free exercise thereof. Therefore, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. 14th Amendment. The United States Constitution, Section 3. No person shall be a senator or a representative in Congress, elector of president or vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or in any state who have previously taken an oath as a member of Congress, or as an officer of the United States, or as a member of the state legislature, or as an executive or district officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid and comfort to the enemies thereof, but Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. First order of the day: confiscate private property. California poised is poised to confiscate private property to increase its real estate portfolio. A moratorium on evictions in California now threatens to utterly wipe out the income landlords, driving them into bankruptcy and financial ruin. This type of centralized planning by a tyrannical government without regard for liberty and private property rights is precisely what can be expected from those who reject the principles of liberty enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. Nobody has given the governor or the government of California the right to infringe on private property rights in this manner. It's just another attempt to engineer the collapse of the private sector, grow government dependence, and buy votes, and support for the socialist, left-leaning monoparty apparatus that has replaced true self-government and the public that we are guaranteed to have under the Constitution of the United States. This is an unprecedented power grab. California is poised to seize privately owned properties. In this unprecedented power grab, California is poised to seize privately owned properties. SB 1079 interferes in the normal business cycle, prevents the liquidation of bad debt, rewards government dependence, and destroys private wealth, which has been the keystone of the American dream and which also has created a standard of living that is beneficial for tenants and landlords. California now prepares to become the landlord of the last resort, driving the last nail in the coffin of the economic liberty of the once golden state. This bill, created January 21st, 2021, gives California the first right of refusal to buy all foreclosed properties. Private investment by landlords and business owners is responsible for the prosperity of Californians have experienced for most of the state's history. Now, due to dictatorial communistic government policies, private investment is fleeing California, along with businesses and those with high income, who historically inject money into California's economy, causing a benefit to all Californians. This money is fleeing the state, and one of the consequences of the plummeting property values. The capitalization rate that attracts real estate investors has now been systematically altered in such a way that it is California's dictatorship that now competes with the free enterprise system. Given the fact that California now wields a monopoly on power, no power to people, economic recovery is not viable in the future anytime soon. California state is in a dictatorship and is destroying our liberty and creating financial ruin that is unprecedented in the United States. Second order of the day, more dictatorial rules. SB 29 elections, vote by mail ballots. Senate Bill 29 is set for a hearing today. This bill would take effect immediately upon passage and will mandate the extension of all mail-in voting for any election held before January 1st, 2022. This means any recall election would be held by mail-in voting. Use COVID as a reason, just as November 2020 election was. Here is some of the bill's summary. SB 29 is amended Humboldt elections and vote by mail ballots. Existing unconstitutional law required county elections officials to mail a ballot to every registered voter for the November 3, 2020 statewide general election. Existing unconstitutional law for the November 3rd, 2020 statewide election also required county election officials to use a specified Secretary of State vote by mail tracking system or system that meets the same specifications. This bill would extend these requirements to all elections proclaimed or conducted prior to January 1, 2022. By requiring a county election official to mail a ballot to every registered voter and to track those ballots, this bill would impose a state-mandated local program. This bill would provide that if the Commission on State Mandates determines that the bill contains costs mandated by the state, reimbursement for those costs shall be made pursuant to the statutory provisions noted above. The bill would declare that it is to take effect immediately as an urgency statute. This is a hearing today to pass an urgency statute, SB 29, to extend the California emergency mandate for all mail-in ballots for all elections proclaimed or conducted prior to January 1, 2022. California is headed for collapse as a state in just a few short months. California's failed trajectory is now set in stone by a craven dictator who chooses to violate both federal and state laws while ignoring the Constitution, the structure set forth by the Founding Fathers of the United States. Not ignored in New California State, the Founding Fathers are alive and well, today living in the hearts and the minds of all New Californians. New California State's place in history as the 51st state in the Union is assured. Thank you, Founding Fathers. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor-dictator and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in acts of insurrection against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Powers Act are United States federal laws that are govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of the secession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever socialist governor or dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in acts of secession and have created a reign of terror on the United States citizens living in California with intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor dictator of California, the model party legislature, and local elected officials is evidence of abdication of the responsibilities of authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California state. The citizens of New California state pray for the military to exercise its authority under continuity of the Government and Insurrection Act of 1807, and has initiated the military's use of martial law and create the restored government of California as requested by New California state to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States of America. This concludes these proceedings.